First, let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Mang Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Tsongkhong. And homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dukden Tarji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. And homage to the main deity of the group practice today, the Heavenly King of the North, Vaishravana, and homage to the 4 Heavenly Kings. And to Simu, all the Dharma masters, some educators, some teachers, some instructors, some assistants, directors of temples and chapters, and everybody present here and over the internet. May all be auspicious. Good evening, everyone. How do you do? Our participating VIPs tonight are the Madam of the Ambassador Daniel Liao, the Taipei Rep to Sweden, Dharma Sister Judy, and the Law Advisor to Buddha School, Dharma Sister Jennifer Zhou, producers for Kini Tiansang Center from CTI TV Taiwan, Dharma Sister Rebecca Shiyachi, Dr. Lin Su-hua, and from Taiwan, the member of the line dance, Sunny Line Dance Group, Miss Huang Xiang, and Dharma Brother Chen Honglong. So today we practice Yellow Jambala, which is also the Heavenly King of the North, Vaishravana. In reality, the 4 Heavenly Kings have made vows, like the Buddha has also made some vows. The 4 Heavenly Kings are protecting and supporting Buddha Dharma and also Buddhist disciples. They also support the Buddha lands and the Buddha Dharma. That's the primary vows of the 4 Heavenly Kings. They can protect us, the disciples of the Buddha, so that we can practice smoothly and cleanly. And the Yellow Jambala practice, he is a wealth deity who can bestow fortunes. As I said before, the wealthiest on earth is the mountain gods. In the ocean, the wealthiest one is the dragon king. And in the heavens, the wealthiest one are the 4 Heavenly Kings. So all the wealth deities are transformed by the 4 Heavenly Kings in heavens, including the Jambala, who is Vaishravana. their abodes or residences are very precious palaces, like palaces of crystals, of money, of gold, of the precious jewels. They are the richest. So every time we practice the wealth deity Dharma practice, like if in Taiwan, then we have lots of good signs, like lots of people would win lotteries, and most of them would win the first prizes. But in America, we have wide open spaces, and the people who are attending the group practice are a little bit fewer here. As I said, giving blessings in Taiwan on the heads, it would take 1.5 hours, and it's done very fast, very swiftly. Each of the ceremony in Taiwan would be attended by thousands or tens of thousands of people, over 10,000 people. And here, blessings on the head just takes 2 to 3 minutes. So I hope tomorrow it's Ganapati, the red Jambala. And today is the yellow Jambala. And tomorrow is the red Jambala, Ganapati. So I hope these two wealth deities can bestow good fortunes upon everybody, so that we have abundances. So once all your needs are fulfilled, then you have no worries, and then you can practice more diligently. And we also hope that yellow Jambala and red Jambala can bless everyone, so that you can be fortunate enough to win lottery prizes. Although there are fewer people attending here, but do you know, in Taiwan, who won $3 billion. What kind of lottery was that? It's called the Taiwan Power Lottery. One time it was $3 billion NT, and it was won by 4 people, and one of them was True Buddha School disciple. When I returned to Taiwan, someone won a lottery prize. And he did not want anyone to know, so he wired $3 million NT to the Taiwan temple. They also won the first prize. And someone from Brunei, that in Singapore he won about 200 million NT dollars. Many people knew, and including Master Jing Xiang from Japan also went there to ask for donation. But you know this has been there.
是布鲁内的人布鲁内文莱的人。
He's from Brunei.
另外还有3个中奖的，他没有讲出来，都是大奖的。其中还有一个就是兴隆，
There were several people who won huge lottery prizes. One of them was Sin Long, the singer, the song artist, who won also a few 100 million NT dollars. 200 or 400 million? 400 million NT dollars.
我们这边也有人中过大乐透的。
And here too, someone won the first prize. It was a Lianhua So Mai. And then he was followed by X until he did not dare to show up anymore. He won the first prize in the mega. It was 55 million US dollars. And then there's one more. And he won 160 million US dollars. So 2 in the States, in United States, and there were 2 more who did not say anything in Taiwan. They didn't want to say who they are. They secretly told me. When they came, they just threw a bag of red envelopes. When I was signing books, someone threw a stack, and then turned around and left. And then I was told that they won the lottery prize. So in practicing the wealth deity Dharma, we do it today and tomorrow. I hope that everybody would be fortunate. Because today all the 4 heavenly kings descended. So that's why I call upon them and very grateful to them to come and support. And I hope that we have the merits to receive it. And prior to teaching about Lamdre, I would like to say a thing first. Only today, I received a letter and personally present 4 people who wanted to commit suicide. One of them came from Panama, and one of them was from Vancouver, and one was in China, and one in San Francisco. So now they were influenced by X. Just today, just one day, I learned about these 4 people who had received effects, her effects. So I don't know what to say now. I tried my best
去救他们，
to
尽我的
save
能
them,
力去帮助他们。
to help them.
我请求这个佛菩萨，
I prayed to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, to the four heavenly kings to help us.
因为实在是太猖獗，一天哦，单单
Because it's just too much. Just one day.
像刚刚在门口的旧金山的弟
And
子，
at the front door, the disciple from San Francisco, who has taken refuge for a long time, right?
他说他不想死，在
And
台
she
湾也是
said
一样，
she didn't want to
那些
die.
环境的跪下来，
And also those in Taiwan who
眼泪都掉
asked
下
for
来，我不想死，我
reunification
不想死。
knelt down
但是耳朵旁边就听到
and kept telling me they
那个鬼叫
didn't
他，你
want
去
to
死。
die, didn't want to die, but they kept hearing the ghost telling them to go die.
单单在台湾每一次环
In
境，
Taiwan,
所有人
every
全部
time
来
I
环境的时候，那时候
do the
人潮非
purification,
常的多。
there were so many people.
如果轻一点的，就叫他不用，这个时候不用来。
If it was not so
说每
severe,
次很多保
they
安
asked them not to
一
join
听说要环境，
because
一
there
大
were
票
so
的人全部
many
集中，
security
哭的哭，
guards.
喊的喊。
Because when they knew that
台湾有一
Grandmaster
个，他的哥哥是跳楼，
is performing the repurification, they cried and yelled and shouted,
摔倒
wanting to be repurified. There was
他本
someone,
人也是
the
一样。
brother, also jumped off the building and then broke his leg. And he was a volunteer at that place. He was
那边的
about to
法师还
die.
天天打电话给他，你回来当义工啊，你回来当义工。
And the
他已经都快死了。
reverend from there kept calling him to come back and help with the volunteering work, and he was about to
当
die
场痛哭流
already, and he was asked to go back all the
血。联谊
time,
上师有看到，
and he cried.
你有看到哈？
He cried really
还有蓝师姐
badly.
也认得他。
You saw
他
it,
去的
right?
时候，他
And
在那
Dharma
边
Sister
当
Lan also knew
一直痛
because
哭
when she
流
was
泪
there, he
他
was
不要死。
volunteering there.
我说你可以不死啊，
He
为什么你
cried
一定要
really
死？
hard and
你既然
telling
讲
me,
不要死
I don't
为
want
什
to
么
die, I don't want to die. Of
但是他一直
course, you
叫
don't
我
have to
死。
die. And he said that
我没有
they
办法睡
kept
觉，
telling me to die. I couldn't
忧
sleep,
郁症
he said.
就得了
And
忧
he
郁，
was depressed.
一天到晚就想死。
He wanted to die all the time.
今天就有4个，
Just today,
我必须
there
要
are
救。
4 of them that I need to save.
那个是你是那个傅师姐是吗？
Your Dharma sister Fu?
是付钱的付。
Fu.
OK。你是哪里人？
Where are you from?
哦，你是中国浙江的。
Came
中
from
国浙江的。
Zhejiang in China.
那你现在也是住在旧金山吗？
Now you live in San Francisco?
你是在那里做义工？
You're also a volunteer there?
就是最近2个月，你就一直没有办法睡觉。
And you can't sleep these 2 months?
受伤以后我就没有办法睡觉，然后看中医和西医都看不好，现在吃那个止神经痛的药，他们说我是那个神经受损，吃那个止神经痛的药。
I've seen the Western and Chinese doctors, but there's no
医生
use.
说他们也没有什么。
They said that
你也是看到
my
那个
nerves
他的
were
脸，
对， 这几天
injured,
特别是要来
and you
香
keep
港
seeing
之前
X
就
face.
就
Yes,
一直有
these few days wanting to come here, on my brain I keep seeing her
你也是想
face.
自杀是吗？
对，
and
因为
you
很
want to
痛的
kill
时候，
yourself.
1分
Yes,
钟都难挨，都难过。
because
那我就
it's
想
really
着去
painful.
到底是去
It's
跳
hard
楼
to
好，还是
suffer it.
跳水好，还是跳
I
那个
kept
桥？
thinking whether I should jump off the building, jump into the water, or jump off the bridge.
我告诉你，
Let
你
me
看
tell
到
you,
的那个叉叉的脸，
the face of
其实
X that
它
you
不是
saw, actually
他没
it's
有那
not
种能力
X.
可
She
以
does
出
not
现
have
在
such
这
power
个要
to
自杀的
appear
人的面前，
in the
他没有那个
brain
能力。
of those who want to
那个
commit
根
suicide.
本就是他养的那些鬼变成他的
Those
脸出来。
were
我
created
们
by
不
the
是在
ghosts
诅
that
咒
she
叉叉，
employ,
我告诉你，我不是在诅咒他。
that she employs.
我叫大家看到
I'm not cursing
这
at
个脸
X,
出来，
but
然后
if you
就
see
观想
that
他的
face
头
or
就掉
her
下来，
face, you just
然后掉到粪坑，
visualize that her
掉进
head
粪坑里面，这就是
drops
杀叉叉。
off,
不
and
要
then the
自
head
己脸
falls
上贴
into
金
the dung,
自己有能力到处游走，到处害人，不是
because she
是
doesn't
他的
have
鬼
the power
本身
to
画
harm
出来他
people,
的脸，
but it was the ghost that she
所以我们不
employs
是在
that
这个做
create the illusion of her face.
这个诸法去
So
除
we are
这
not
个叉叉，不
casting
是
any spells to
我们
X.
是要
Instead,
叉叉的鬼，
we want to to handle the ghost
一天就有4位，
of X.
每一天我都听到这个要跳楼了，
Just
那个要
one
自
day,
杀的，
there
那
are
个
4 of you.
要跳水的，
And
要怎么
every
样，
day I kept
天天都
hearing
听到。
someone wanting to commit suicide, or jumping off
在
the
中委会的
building,
办
or
公室，每
killing
天收到的
themselves.
这个资料多少？
And the letters that we receive at the True Buddha Foundation are uncountable.
你们这里面还有吗？
Anyone else here?
现在里面有受影响的吗？受干扰
Anyone that receive the distraction or disturbances?
哪一位？请站起来。
Please stand up.
你跟叉叉有什么关系？
What is your relation to X?
我从小从1岁就在叉叉堂长大的，我现在
I grew
23岁
up at
那
X
小时候
temple.
有念
Now
到
I'm
学校
23.
那就反正有机会就去那边帮忙，去跟爸爸
So
妈妈做义工。
Anytime I have a chance, I would go
后
there
来我上
to
大学
help
就
as a
有一
volunteer.
阵子每天晚上就不敢睡，因为觉得梦到鬼，或
One
是觉
time
得
at
被
college,
鬼抓，
every
或是一
night
直
I
被
don't
鬼
dare
压
to
不
sleep
能呼吸
because
然后
I would
就
feel or I
整天
would
在睡觉
dream
会
of
开始
being
不吃东
chased
西
by ghosts or
然后
being
就生了很多坏
beaten
然
or
后
being
一年可以
pushed
3到
or
4次进
all kinds
emergency
of
进
different
医院
things. And I
我
would
就
go
觉
to
得说
emergencies 3 or 4 times a
很
year.
怪因为
And
平
very
常我觉得我是
strange.
很开朗、很高兴的人，然后突
I
然就
was a
不
very
去上
sunny
课，然后
person.
也不跟
And
朋
then
友
all
讲
of a
话，每
sudden
天自己
I didn't go to
在
school.
房间
I
里
don't
偶尔
I didn't talk to anybody and I just kept myself in my room by myself. So that was depression.
好了，知道了，我知道。
Okay.
随便讲都有。
There are many of them.
有一对，我碰到一个全家4个人，
As long as they
4
mention
个人
it. One time,
一
a family of 4 parents,
母亲哭着
the
要我
mother
救
cried coming to me,
她，因为
crying,
她的先生
asking for my help because her husband
完全没有办法睡。
could not sleep at all.
他有一个儿子，一个女儿。
And with one son and
一个
one
儿子
daughter,
到军中的时候，
one
进
son
入军中的时候，
went to the military training
勒令这个除役，就是说不用当兵，因为
and
精神
was
失常。儿子
kicked out from the military being claimed as a mental disorder. And the daughter also has ghost attached to her. So a family of 4. And the mother and daughter were volunteers at San Francisco. And in Taiwan, the brother jumping off the building and the sister kept crying, saying she didn't want to die. So many incidents like this are uncountable. It was so many of them. The only way to save them is they need to go through the repurification, and we have to take care of them, take better care of them. And Grandmaster will sprinkle holy water and to tap on them to purify all the negative energy out of their body. I hope you stay a few more days, and I would give you blessings every day so that you can get better. And don't think too much, because there is no benefit at all in killing yourself, because the suicide scene will continually repeat every moment, because your lifespan has not been used up. Otherwise, you're being caught by the ghosts and to take place of their place. So this is a very horrendous issue. The ghosts that she employs are really horrendous, really bad. And even Reverend Lien Jiang, that is totally unrelated to X. And she asked me, oh, what happened? Because all of a sudden, her image appeared. And I told her, please visualize her head to fall into the dung, like the poo dung, like in Taiwan we say, that the head would fall into the poo dung to eat the poo. This is not casting spells on X, but on the ghost. There is no need for us to cast any spells on X, because at the climax, the gods will take care of her. There's no need for us to do anything. Because it is the ghost that create the image of her, and there are just too many ghosts. And from Holland, someone jumped off the building and didn't die, and he jumped off again the second time and finally died. And the reverend who lived at the Zhengyi chapter and became mad, crazy, and was sent into the psychiatric center. And now he left the center and did not dare to return to the chapter. And the director and the nephew were normal and fine, and they went into the chapter, and all of a sudden they became mentally deranged. It was very strange. And then they checked everywhere. And at the Siddhigarbha Spirit Shrine, they found 6 spirit tablets of the ghost at the Jingyin chapter in Holland. And at our Seattle Lechang Temple, there were 5, and Rainbow Temple 3 tablets of ghost. And now they were all collected and taken away. And at the Zheng chapter, nobody dares to go from Holland. And they sent the picture here, and I subdue all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and totally cleanse them. Now I would like to tell all the disciples there, please go back and practice at the Zheng chapter. I guarantee there will be no problems at all. Please go back and practice together there. I believe that the Ushina Vijaya temple at Oakland, there must be some ghost tablets too. Did you find any, Renee? And they took them out. Did you find the ghost tablet? There were so many of them all over the place that at all of our chapters. So today I prayed especially to the four heavenly kings, and I hope that the four heavenly kings will support the true spiritual cultivators of the school, that the true Buddha school who are true spiritual cultivators. And the four heavenly kings have lots of armies of soldiers, and Vaisravana is the heavenly king of the north and of the east, of the south and of the west, and they represent the four continents. Jambudipa, sorry, I don't get all the four different continents that represent the whole world. And I hope that the four heavenly kings can truly support and protect True Buddha School, which is the school of true spiritual cultivation, so that we are not affected by the witch, by acts. And please check your own chapters and temples. And at the Taiwan Lizang Temple, there were also several ghost tablets, 5 of them. And we collect them all and burn them. Of course, in the West, including America and Canada, Europe, we have to check more thoroughly and then throw them out. Because by placing the ghost tablets at the Siddhigarbha shrine, it's the same like they have the permits to come in. So, but if you take them out, and when the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and protectors are here, then they cannot come in. So, but by placing their tablets in the Siddhigarbha shrine, then they all have permits to come in. And you know what they write on the tablet is that like all solitary and wandering ghosts. So all the ghosts can come inside. Then isn't that horrible? So all the homeless and that don't belong, ghosts that don't belong anywhere, they all can come in. So it's the same as they have permits to come in. So we have to be really careful. The elder monk Lian Jing
去收
was
了一
also
个
the
人家，
one that collect
你知道吗？
ghosts. You know, in the middle of the
半
night,
夜跑到桃园，
I went to Taoyuan
收了5个鬼，5个
and
鬼王，
caught
谁
5
开光的？
kings of ghosts,
小莲净跟莲纯，
and they were consecrated by
他
the
们
the
他们
little
生活中的
Lian
弟子
Jin and Lian Chun.
以为他们都是很好，就请他来开光。
And the disciples thought they were good, so invited them to consecrate their shrine.
通通都不平安。
And
因为先生在
afterwards,
海外工作，
the
母女
mother and
住在那个
daughter
房子里面，天天没有办法睡觉，
were suffering from
脸都黑
disturbances
的，
and
2个人
they
变成黑
couldn't
的。
sleep every night, and they have really dark
我去到那里。
energy on their faces.
你
And I
看
went
5个鬼
there
坐在那里，谁开光的？
and I saw the 5
依然
ghosts
是
sitting
小
there.
莲净，
And who consecrated? It was
连他们身上都
the
有鬼。
young Lian Jin and Lian Chun. So they even have ghosts
跟我
with
去
them.
的那个
Who followed me there?
莲雅、
Lian Ya, Si Mu, Lian Yu.
我把它重新开光，
And I
把鬼赶走，
consecrated
那
it
个
again, and I chased away, I kicked
从
the
此以后他
ghosts
们就
out, the
就能
5
够睡。
ghosts out. And afterwards, they could
搬到
sleep.
新房子，请小莲净跟莲
After
纯
they
开光。
moved to their new house, they
看
asked the little Lian Jin and Lian Chun
老莲净
to
以前是
consecrate
招
their
鬼，
shrine. And the elder
连
Lian
五
Jin
界山
was
里
the
面
one
的
that
铁
collect
皮屋底
ghosts.
下都安了5个鬼。
And under the metal house, they also
五
enshrined
界
the
山的那个主
5
人，
kings of
他精
ghosts,
神也受干扰，
the Wu
他也
Jie.
受干扰。他来跟我讲，
And the landlord was also disturbed and came find me and asked for help.
真的是养鬼害人。
So
多少亲自，
they
多少人
employed ghosts to
出来
harm
讲。
people. So many people
连
now
连
have
江法师
provided
啊，
witnesses,
无缘无故，他
including
也
Reverend Lian
看
Jiang.
到的鬼的
For no
形状。
reasons at all,
我说
she
你就
saw
观想他
the
头断了
ghost,
掉到
and I told
粪
her,
坑里面，
visualize that the
每
head
出现你就观想他这样，
falls off
这个
and
鬼以
drop
后就不敢
into
来
the
找你，因为
dung
他
of
每次
pool.
来都要吃大便，
And then
头还要断掉，
afterwards, the ghosts don't dare to
头还
come
要
find
砍
you
掉。
anymore because their heads will be chopped off and they would eat the poo. They would eat poo.
你看我们西雅图的席瑞光，死
And
得多惨。
Shirei Kwang, Sophia, Dharma Sister Sophia of Seattle, she died miserably.
是不是太过分了？
It's really too much.
你看，杨宗慈的上师的夫人，死得
And
多
the
惨。
wife of Master Yang Zhongci also
Hello.
died miserably by jumping off the building. 徐瑞光 And Dharma Sister Sophia,
去装水泥桩，
she ran her
太过
car
分了。
into the cement pipes
多少
to
人跳
kill
楼，
herself.
多
It's
少人割
really
腕，
too extreme. So
香港
many
还未
people
必
jump off the building. So many people killed
常常
themselves.
参加他的法会，
And there was a disciple in Hong Kong who often
跳楼的
attended
被
her
耶稣救回
ceremony. And we saved him
常
just
人上师叫来
from the top of
所
the
有的弟
building.
子在他的周边，
And
没
Master
走
Changren
才把他救回来。
asked all the disciples around him to chant mantra for him, to save him
这个诈财的部
from
分不
jumping
用
off the
讲，
building.
单单你养鬼
And
害
not to
人，
mention
你就养了
about
多少？
the
还有什么
the
话可以说？
money swindling, just about employing the ghosts there were such harms inflicted already.
我们这个在这边念这个大力金刚咒的时候，
When we chanted the Mahabala mantra
唐
here,
军也看到
Emily
鬼影，
Tang Jun also saw the image of the ghost,
还有沈云，
and
她的
also
脸
Sun
也黑了，
Yun
经过
had dark
一直给
energy
她加
over
持
her
一直
face,
给她加持，一直给她加
and
持，
through multiple continual blessings upon her.
终于她现在气
She's
色
from
完
the
全
line
都
dance
好。
group. Now her energy has recovered
她
completely.
重煞的时候啊，我从师母
When
刚
she encountered
台湾回来，前年
the
大
evil
概台湾
spirit
一看到她的脸，
last year,
我跟师母都吓了一大跳。
when we saw her
你怎么会
face,
变成这样？
both Simu and I were shocked. What happened? How could you become like this?
后来一直给她加持，她现在
And then I
恢复
kept giving her blessings, and now she's recovered
她不
completely.
过几年前去拜了，
It's just that one time she went to San Francisco a few years ago
去拜，还有参加一次梁皇宝山，
and attended the Emperor Liang repentance ceremony there.
太过分。她
It's
那个
really too
到现
much.
在还供着，还挂金身，
And she's still enshrined. She's still
别
enshrined
的
the
护法，我们
five
生活中的护法那
ghost
么多，
kings,
密教的护法那么多，
and she sculpted statues for them.
偏偏为什么
Actually,
你要供
we have so
五个
many
鬼头？
protectors in the school and so many protectors in Tantrayana. Why do you enshrine those
你知道吗？
five ghost kings instead?
Texas
You know,
密
in
仪雷藏
Texas, the Mi-Yi Lechang Temple in Houston.
最近死了多少人吗？
Do you know how many people have died recently?
太过分！
It's really too much.
你大财的，今天不提，
Today we don't even
你害的人
mention
有多少？
how you swindle money from people.
逼验法师
No, just the people that you have harmed. Reverend B. Yen,
在密仪雷藏寺住了2年，
she stayed at the
到今
Mi
天为
Ilechang
止，
Temple for
你
2
身体都
years.
还没有恢复。
Until today, you have not recovered.
你站起来，
Please stand up.
好好一位逼验法师，到了密仪雷藏寺，
Reverend P. Yen was fine before and went to Mi
整个身
Ilechang
体全部
Temple
完蛋。
and lived there for 2 years, and her whole body went really bad, deteriorated really badly.
最近密仪雷藏寺死了几个人？
Recently, how many people have died at the Mi Temple?
我们请求这个
Let's pray
四
to
大天王
the 4 heavenly kings,
多闻天、
to the Vaishravana,
广目天、
to the Virupaksa, to the Virudaka,
持钵天、
and to the
四
Dhritarashtra.
大天王，
We pray to the 4 heavenly kings
生活中的
to support
事
and protect
好
True Buddha School temples, chapters,
前加
centers.
持，不受鬼患。
Please protect us from the invasion of the ghost. Now, today we will talk about Lamdre,
障碍转起成就教授，
the teachings of transforming obstructions into attainment. That's
障
the
碍
fifth
转起成就教授。
the fifth Dharma, the teachings of transforming obstructions into attainments.
你只要有正念，只要有正
Actually,
念
with the right mindset,
那个障碍啊，或者是诽谤，
obstructions or
都是最
defamations
好。
would become the
这些
best.
障碍出现或者诽
The
谤，
appearance of obstructions or
反
slanders
而会让你更加的精进，去超越
will
超越这
encourage
种障
you
碍。
to become even more diligent to
这其中
overcome
就
these
是要教大家
obstructions.
如何
So
把
here
障碍的东西啊
is to
变
teach
成
you
成就，
how to transform
这样子的教
obstructions
授。
into attainments. This kind of teachings.
例如我们在修法，在修行，
For example, when we practice in our
那
spiritual
你家人、
cultivation
其他的家人都不信障碍，
and your other family members
这个
don't
教授呢
believe in
就
it
必须要
and
叫你
obstruct you,
咕噜咕噜佛母的咒，
and then
让
you
大
would
家
be
对你产生
instructed
敬
to
爱，
chant the Guru
不再
Guli
障碍，
mantra
而且跟
so
着你
that you would be loved
来
and
学习佛
respected and will not obstruct you
这就是
anymore,
一种
and
这个
instead they
把
follow
障
you
碍
in your Buddhist
变成
studies.
成就的一种教授。
So that's the
这个教法
teaching to transform
另
obstructions
外呢，
into attainment.
你要增加他们的佛缘，
And you want to increase
就是
their
把他
affinities
你
with
在
the
修
Buddha.
法的时候，把障碍你的人
And during your
全
spiritual
部
practice,
观想
those
他
who
们坐在
obstruct
你的旁
you,
边，
you visualize
一起
them to
修法，
sit
一
around
起
you
回想，
and together practicing
把
and
从正行、
making the merit
从前
dedication.
行、正
From
行
the
到
beginning
后
part
行，
of the practice, the main
他都
part,
坐在你
and
旁
the
边
end
跟
part
你
of the
一起。
practice. They're always seated by your side, practicing together.
要这样子想，
That's how you should
好像
visualize.
是说，
That's how you
对
should
于
think.
你做障的人，你要把他
So
观
for
想
those who
坐在
obstruct you, you visualize them to sit together with
久
you
而久之，
and
他不会
practicing
障碍，
together with you.
就是
And
把障
gradually
碍
they would stop
变
their
成
obstructions
成就
toward you.
的一种特别的教授。
So that's a very special teaching to transform the
今天呢，
obstructions into
旧
attainments.
金山来的那个
So today,
这个傅师姐，
Dharma Sister Fu from San Francisco,
她一到机场的时候啊，临时要上飞机，
when she
她
got
不
to
来，
the airport, and before getting on the plane,
那是谁一直要她来？旧金山，
she
一平，
did not want to come.
一平师姐一直拖她，你
And
已经到
Dharma
了
Sister
机场，
Yiping
你一定要到西雅
kept
图，
dragging her.
一直
You've
拖住
got
她
to。the airport already. You have to
她本
go
来
to
要回去，
Seattle. She wanted to turn around and go home.
但是你一定啊，这个傅师姐一定呢
So,
要超越这个障碍。
Dharma Sister Fu, you
不
have
能
to
老是想到
overcome
说
these
你
is
要跳
obstructions.
楼，要跳水，
Don't keep thinking
选
about
择怎么
jumping
样
off
子
the
死，
building or
不
jumping
能这
into
样
the
子想，
water
因
or
为
keep
那是
thinking how you
那
want
个
to
罪
die.
业会更重，
Please don't
不
think
然
that
他
way.
就趁这个机会
Otherwise, you
把你抓去
uh,
做替代，你就变成
create heavier
好像
karma.
叉叉虎的鬼，
Otherwise, you
就
would
能
be
够转世。
caught and you would
他
become
把
a
你抓去
substitute. Then
当
you
叉
would
叉虎
become
的
a
鬼，
ghost,
他就能够
so
从
that
叉叉虎的
that
鬼那边
ghost can be
能够投胎
reincarnated.
转世，你就被他
So
用
they
了。
try to catch you to take the place
你
of
自
the
己就
ghost
堕
in
落
order
轨
for the
迹，
ghost to be reincarnated. So you would become
就是这样。
ghost.
所以他们到处
That's
找人
why they
做
find people all
做
over the place to become their
寄生在他的身上，到处在找。
and they become
所
parasites
以你
inside
最重要
people's
的这个
body.
时候啊，你必须要有坚强的意志，
So you have to have a very
而且
strong
你
will,
有意念能够超越它。你
and
超
you
越它，
have
你
to
就
have
成
the
就，
mind to
将
overcome
来就不会有在这
the
种干扰出
obstructions,
现。
and then you would have attainment and you will not
就
have
不会再
such
有。
obstructions
你
anymore.
输给他，你就是你自杀
But
了，
if
你
you
就输给
lose,
他了。
if you kill yourself,
你
then
千
you
万不能
lose.
自杀，
By all means,
千万一定
please
要
don't
把
kill
自己的
yourself.
精神力培养起来。有了
You
正
need
念，
to nurture
那个鬼
your
自然没办
mind
法
to
干
have
扰
the
你，
right
它自动离开。
thinking
你的身体就
and the ghosts cannot influence you and they would naturally leave you, then you would feel better.
所以你刚刚讲说你要想说要
So
跳
like what you
还是要跳
said,
水
whether it's better to jump off the
我们有一个
building or
在
jump
金门
into
大才
water,
跳水，
there was someone who jumped into the water at the Kinmen
一跳下去死体
huge
连尸首都
gate.
没有，
Once he jumped off the bridge,
整个人都
the
脆了，你不知
corpse
道
could
水
not be found.
很高的水，你跳下来，那
The
个
whole
水是
body
石
was
头，
ruptured.
你整个
You
人都会
know,
脆掉。
Water is like
找不到石
rock
头，
from a very high
太高的
place.
地方跳到水里面，一
They
探
couldn't find the
那个
corpse
水就
anymore.
是本身就是石
When
头，
you hit the surface of the water, it
全
would
身
be
都
like a
脆了。
rock, like hitting a rock. The whole body was ruptured.
那是会的，他会来，他趁这个机会，把你逼死以后，
So
他
the ghosts
把你抓进
took
这
the
个叉叉虎里
chance,
面，
took this
他自己
chance
就从叉叉虎出来，
to
就可以投胎。
pressure you into killing yourself and
这个
then
叫做
caught you to replace them. Then they can be reincarnated. So there's a term
所以
in
这里
Taiwanese.
要教授的刚好是这样，把
So
障
the
碍
teachings
转起成就
is
的
to
教授。
transform the obstructions into attainments.
这里面，这个在道国里面是有的。
This
第六
exists
点，
in
认
Lamdre.
知禅定，
The sixth
除浅尽力
is
障
the
碍教授。
teachings of understanding
你知道
meditation
我现在在
and
写定中之
eliminating
定
the
定中之定
hindrances of meditation.
我早
So
知
now
道
the book that I
有那
write
么
is the
一大
ultimate
票的资
meditation.
料，他如何恐吓奇才，
If I
如
knew
何
all this
养鬼害
information about
如
how
何编
X
神话去骗人，
is
一大票，
employing ghosts
一大
to
堆的
harm
资料。
people and how
可以写
X is
3本。
swindling money from
早
people,
知道我
I
就
would
写
have
先
written
写鬼中之鬼。
several books. I
我
would
现在
have
先写
written
的是定中之定，
the ghosts
就是
among all
现在
ghosts.
讲的禅定。
But instead,
okay,
what
okay.
I'm writing now
障碍。
is the ultimate meditation.
很多障碍，
Even in meditation, there are disturbances and hindrances, and there are many
随便讲一个。
obstructions to meditation.
你
Let
在
me
禅
just
定的时候啊，身体会
say
动，
a few examples.
想象手啊，
Like in meditation, your body would move, like your hands.
这手自己就摇起来。
The hands move by themselves.
这个就是障碍，
That's obstruction.
但是你要自己
That's
控
a
制自己，
hindrance. You have to be able to control yourself.
你要自己控制自己， 你
You
能够
want to
禅定
control
变成
yourself.
集中，
When you can be in concentration,
一进
in
成集中，
meditation,
头皮就痒，
in full
就是
concentration,
痒到全身，
then your
全身都是
skin
痒，这个就
would
是障碍。
itch, and then it
要
would
如
itch
何
all over your
消除
body,
这个
and
障碍？
that's a hindrance. How do you
禅
want
定
to
的教
eliminate
授
the
我会在书
hindrances?
里面
That's the
给大家
teaching of
定中之
meditation.
定，里
I
面
will
会写
write
得
it
很
in my
清楚。
books.
禅定也会产
This
生障碍，
ultimate
很多
meditation,
的障碍，
it would be written
有
very
的
clearly.
变成鸡头，
There are many hindrances to
就是障碍。
meditation. There's some people who become a medium to the spirits. That's
啊
also a
我告
hindrance.
诉这个叉叉湖的所有鬼，
Now
你
I
不
would
要
like
找我
to
那些
say
善良的弟子，
to the ghost of the
你要找
X,
就来找我。
please don't
为
find
什么你们不
my
敢
good
找我？
disciples. Instead, come, find me. Why don't you
因为我
dare?
的力量大过你们呐、
Because my power is greater than yours.
叫他来找我啊！在台湾，我坐在
Please
宝
come
座上
find
是
me.
这样子讲的。
I said this
你
too
们有
in
胆来
Taiwan
找我，
temple. If you dare, come find me.
不要找我那些善良的弟子。
Don't find my good disciples instead.
你欺负弱小，
You bully the weak.
我担当了。你们来找
I
我啊！
bear the
哪一
responsibility.
个死一个，
Come
我告
find
诉你
me.，If you come, you
来
will be
100
dead.
个死100个。
If
来
100 of
1000
you
个死
come,
1000个，
all 100 of them would be
你有
dead.
几万，你通
A
通来啊，
thousand, they would all be dead, or tens of
把你
thousands.
大扫除。
Please
啊
come. Then I would kill them all.
养的那些恶鬼干什么？
Why are you employing those evil ghosts?
气死我了！
You really make me mad. Why are you doing all this?
真的，这些鬼啊，实在是很糟糕。
All these ghosts are
这个也是
really
有关于
horrible.
鬼，
This joke is
一个笑
related to
话。
ghosts too.
绝对不要得罪女人。
Please
除非你喜欢
never
错的。
offend women
有个男生
Unless
啊，在 FB 留言
you
说，
want to.
现在的女生好厉害，
A
一卸
man
妆就去
left
旺政府。
a comment on the Facebook, like if they take off their cosmetics, that would be
就变成鬼
Halloween.
了。
They become
女生一
ghosts.
卸妆就变成鬼，
So when women take off their
有
makeup,
个女
they
生
become
看到，
ghost.
立刻回。
And a woman saw
现在的
that
男生
and
也不赖，
replied,
一脱裤子
And
就是
the
儿
man
童节。
the men nowadays are not bad. When they take off their pants, there would be a children's day, children's festival.
其实彼此也不要这样子。
There's no need to
这个
do
万圣
that to
节，
each other.
哎，
Halloween,
万圣节很好玩。
it's fun.
我这个人不怕鬼，
I'm not afraid of the ghost.
而且专门抓鬼。
And
没有
I'm the
鬼的话，
master
你就
of
找事
catching
做。
ghosts.
你们好像是说被干扰，
If you
就
encounter
一定
ghosts
找我，
or you're
我一定会
disturbed
帮
by
你，
ghosts, please come find me. I will
一定
definitely
会把
help
你
you.
们从这个鬼门关里面给他救回来。
I will save you from the ghostly realm.
有一天呢，一个男孩传了一个
One
简
day,
讯给一个女孩，
a boy
做我的
texts
女
a
朋
girl,
友好或不好，你
be
只能
my
够给
girlfriend,
我一个字，
yes or no. And please just reply with one word.
好跟不好就两个字啊，好是一个字啊，
So
但是这个女孩子
good
很聪明，真的
is
回给
one
他
word
这个
and no good is two
上面是
two
不，
words.
下面是好。
And the girl was smart and she replied, huh?
叫捞，
There's a word
捞是国语吗？
with no good and
广
it's
东话。
called Lao. Is it Mandarin Chinese? No, it's Cantonese.
捞
Lao.
就是捞种的捞。这女孩子也很厉害，
So the girl was
所以大家要
smart.
懂得拒绝。
So
懂得
you
拒绝。
need to know how to reject.
她跟你要钱，你说 no，
If she
不
wants
好。
money from you,
不
you
好。
say no,
这个鬼来了，
no good.
你就打他。
When ghosts come find you, hit them back.
那打不到怎么办呢？打不到没有关系，
If you don't succeed, it's okay.
骂他
Then
不好。
you
闹，
you scold them,
也骂他，观想他的头断了，
yell at them,
掉到
and visualize their heads drop off into the pool,
以后再也不
the
敢。
dung. Then they don't
小
dare
明
to
考
come
试的时
anymore.
候啊，这个数学题是3乘7等于多少？
In the math
小明
test,
思
the
考了半
question
天
is 3
还是
times
不会。
7. And Xiaoming
哎
thought
呀
about it for a long
管
time and
他
didn't know.
3、7、21，
And then he
就
said,
写25了。
he cares Who cares? 3 times 7 is 21. I mean, there's like an idiom in Chinese. And then he wrote
你们
25.
对这个鬼方面如果有什么问题，
So if you have any problems with respect to ghosts, please come find Sijun,
我会
come
回
find
答你正
Grandmaster,
确的答案。
and I will give you the proper answers.
我跟鬼相处了多少年，从来没有长眼睛啊！我长眼睛没有看过那个这么凶恶的鬼。
I've seen so many ghosts before, but I had never seen such a fierce and vice ghosts before.
很好的鬼，就是
They were all good and kind ghosts before.
从来没有看过这么凶恶的鬼。
I've never seen such a cruel, vice, and vicious ghost.
例子实在是数不尽，在台湾的例子更多。
There were so many
每天大排长
people
龙来还击
here and in Taiwan even more. Every time there was a long line,
去那边
like the Sanchong chapter. They only
他们
invited
全部来还
X
境的时候啊，
to
正
go
经
to
的
their
都是
chapter.
鬼灵，全部都是
And when they came for the
全部都是鬼
reputation,
附在他们
all
身
of
上
them have the faces of the ghost.
现
The
在
ghosts
全
were
部
all
都
on
清
them.
净
Now
那
they
时
were
候
all
在场的好
cleansed.
多人看了很
There were
纳闷
many people
非常纳闷
present,
一个同修会里
and
面
they were
每一个
really
人都是
scared
鬼灵
because everyone from that chapter had the faces of the ghosts.
还有去皇帝雷藏寺
She also went to the Yellow Emperor
他的这
Temple.
个什么叉叉湖的是吗？
Reverend
这是
Lien
叉叉湖的
Zhuang
报名表一大叠，
took
连
care
庄也差一点，
of the registration forms for the X,
我碰到连庄法师也尽量把他
and Reverend Lien Zhuang too
我
was
去做法会的
almost
时候看到连庄法师，连
almost
庄也差一
tipped
点，
over, and I
还好
saved
他能够
her
很快就转回来。
when she attended my ceremony, and luckily
脾气
she
也变得很暴躁，
turned around fast,
晚上也不好睡，
and
那就是
she
开
had bad temper. She couldn't sleep at night,
现在都好。
and now it's much better.
讲个笑话吧。
Let me share a
讲那
joke.
些痛苦的事。
After talking about all those
听
miseries,
说在哈尔滨下
it's
雪的时
meaningless.
候，
I
一定要
heard
约上
when it's
自己
snowing in
心爱的人
Harbin,
出去走走，
you
因为
need
走着走着
to date
两个人
your
就一起
loved
白了
one
头
walking
啊！
during the snow, and as you walk, then you would have silvery hair on your head. Where's Master Lin?
啊！你不会白了头了，你是
You have white.
Yeah,
You have no white
oh,
hair because you shave your hair.
可是，在广州就不一样，
But in Guangzhou,
这
it's
里只会
different.
下雨，
It
两个
it
人走着
rains
走着
there, and when
勺子
two
就进水，
when two people are walking together, walk, and their
勺子进
brain
水。
would be infused with
在北
water.
京呐，
In
就更
Beijing,
不一样了。
it's
这
even
地
more
方有
different.
雾霾，
There's
两个
lots
人
of
走
smoke
着走着
there.
另一半就不见了。
As they walk and walk and walk, one of them disappeared.
这个消息一传出去呀、
When the
听说
news
全中国
went
各
out,
地的男士都想带着老婆来北京走走。
all the men of China would love to take their wives to Beijing to go for a walk in Beijing.
很好的事情。
That's a good
好
thing.
听说雾霾严重到是
The smoke
是
was
北京
so
是非常
bad
严
in
重
Beijing.
有时候去中国大陆，想带师母去走走。
Sometimes I really want to take Simu to go for a walk in China.
而这走着走着啊，
As you
师
walk
母
and
就不见
walk,
了，
Simu disappears.
然后再走着走着，旁边，
And
不知道哪一
as
个小姐
you
出
walk
现，
and walk, a lady would appear. Oh, Mani, pay me home.